People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. I can't lie, the intro on the best of days slaps. It definitely slaps when your team have finally claimed their first 3 points of 2022. You know, we didn't finish with 11 men, but that's way too mainstream, man. You know what it is. I'm seeing Ruben Neves cry. I'm hearing chants from the Wolves fans saying, same old Arsenal, always cheating. And honestly, to God, people, again, if you're going through drug problems, you know, I hope you get through it. But honestly, I want to get my vein. I want Ruben Neves' tears. I want Wolves fans' tears. I want it injected into my blood system because you lot are some flipping hypocrites. Respectfully, you lot have come through the championship. You look at half of your squad, they've come through the championship. That's not to criticize them. That's to know about the dark arts. You know how many times we haven't got the best of records against Wolves? You know how many times you lot have wasted time, have fouled us unnecessarily, have looked to kill the game? Don't hate the player, hate the game, people. You just don't like that it's been drawn to you. Ruben Neves is out here talking about league titles. What flipping league title have you got? I know you've won something with Portugal. What are you on about, fella? You know, keep crying. Give him. Hey, sorry, people. Interesting fact. Where is it? I think I got the world's smallest violin here. Let's play that for Ruben Neves, you mug. You know, come to the winning side. For what it's worth, he had a good game. You know, and if he's talking, he's flattering Wolves respectfully and flattering them if they think that's what we celebrate. You haven't seen when we won, you know, when we had a 1-1 victory at the Emirates a few years ago against Liverpool, or our 2-2 victory at Stamford Bridge. Or a 1-0 defeat, but still a win against City just gone, you know, or FA Cup victories. Don't flatter yourselves, man. Like you lot weren't slapping the ref and all of that when Mandem got sent off last season. Get out of here, man. The only time your team looked like they're really going to threaten us, despite having more shots, is when we was down to 10 men, sorry. You know, when it was 11 versus 11, you had a lot of possession. You didn't do nothing. Ramsdale only had to make saves in the second half. Think about what you lot did wrong. End of the day, we turned up at your base. We won. We'll buck you on the rebound. Don't worry about that, my friend. And you know what, Ruben? Contracted until 2023. You had a good game yesterday. Come and join us, my brother. Come and join us. Stop crying, bro. No Martinelli, no party. You know, when you lot are wasting time, you lot don't say anything. When it happens against Arsenal, of course I'm frustrated. You know, were we wasting time? Probably from the hour mark, yes. But I think we was managing the game. I actually get on to Arteta about a lot of that. I think he managed the game. You know, both teams struggled to score goals. It wasn't quite going to be the crazy game following on from the Newcastle Everton one, or the flipping. What's the other one? Villa versus Leeds. It wasn't going to be that, you know, and obviously both teams failed to concede from set pieces going into the game. Arsenal able to do that. I don't care how we win, just winning it. Grab the 3 points. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't perfect, but we did it. Is there still concerns? Of course, systemically, you know, Odegaard's still pulling out to the right-hand side. Our build-up play is still slow, still rigid. You know, for me, our attacking players are never really in goal-scoring positions, and when they are, you know, there's only 2 men 9 times out of 10. Lacazette, whether it's against Liverpool, Burnley, or now Wolves, missing simple chances, respectfully. Gabriel has saved us, but how often is it going to be him? You know, sometimes we just need our strikers to score goals. And to be fair to them, on one hand, you've got to take the chances you have, but what did we really create? It weren't our prettiest of performances. You know, I'll describe it as so-so. I think our midfield, Xhaka and Partey had good or bad moments. You know, Xhaka's giving away silly fouls in key areas and then making important blocks. Partey the same. So I think it's still the systemic issues where our build-up play can only get to a certain point once it touches the middle third. And obviously, we have a lack of goal scorers. And again, we are going to drop points this season. Arsenal are not going to win all the 16, 17 games left. It's not going to happen. But when you take points where other people have dropped, it gives you scope for failure. Because who knows, next week, them and they might win and we might drop points. And again, now's the time to kind of claw back things. It is what it is. We've spoken about it. You know, it's a bitter pill to swallow for Martinelli with the red card. On one hand, it's the letter of the law. I will show it to you. Look, I think he can't. I think it's harsh. I think the ref shown he hasn't played the game. I think the ref, like Arteta said, has to be gagging to give a red card. I don't think Martinelli knows he's on a yellow. As technically, it looks like a foul throw as well. A very, very harsh one, and I think the ref was gagging for a talking point. That being said, it is 2 yellow card incidences from Martinelli off the ball and then the other one. So I think it's harsh. I think the ref has shown he can't play the game. I don't think the ref is going to give that same energy to others, but he did what he did in it, and you know, we did what we had to do. I mean, Wolves, you should have played. You know, you should be thanking the ref. You only look half decent when we was there. You know, your fans are busting out with 2 minutes to go, so they know them man ain't scoring. You know, see, we'll catch you like the Emirates, man. Big up Wolves, because I think you lot played some silky football. Ruben Neves was good. Semedo, constant option. Podence was dipping and diving and dancing. But ultimately, any of that, it means fuck all. You know, all that goes out the window when Neves is talking nonsense. Neves, chill out, bro. Chill out, man. You know, your big bro Martinho weren't there. You lot huffed and puffed. Allow me, man. Get out of here. You thought we're taking it from dons like size. Get the flip out of here, man. Molly knew what. Get the hell out of here. On a serious note, though, we're going to continue with that. Big up everybody that's locked in. One love to the Twitch gang. I appreciate you guys each and every time. Get your talking points in. Make sure you're setting your reminders on YouTube. We go live at 11:30. We're going to go over some talking points related to Arsenal. We're going to go over some general points and go over this Martinelli thing as well, people. But I'm moving rude. As usual, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. I hope you're all doing well and safe. Hope you've all had a great week so far and you're all enjoying a great Friday and off the back of a solid week, and you have a better week next week. But I hope you enjoy your weekend, and as usual, I hope this week we've moved that much closer to our goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations. And regardless of if our team has won or lost, if we're going through good or bad things, we cannot take it for granted, people, that we're breathing, in it. You know, we're breathing. Many people can't say that really and truly, which if you ain't got your health, you're dead. So I wish everyone continued good health and your loved ones. But where's my man? It's K, morning, Reeks, morning, Jack. Come on, you know, Nightbot even for extra live streams and videos. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Shout out Nightbot for plugging his old channel. I think that's mine. Neves is frustrated, bro. I'll be saying the same thing. City were acting like they won the league at the Emirates against us. We were acting like we've achieved something as well. We're losing to them, but they was because they know what it means for the grand scheme of things. Do we give a fuck about beating Wolves? Rules don't, respectfully, Neves, don't flatter yourself. No one gives a fuck about you. No one gives a fuck about your football club. It's the fact that we haven't won. 3 points. We're in a fight for Europe, and you know it is what it is. It was a hard game of football. We wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Over the 38-game calendar, there's going to be very rarely times where any team's been amazing. And I've seen Arsenal play not really often, but sometimes we played amazing and not won. Yesterday, let's be real, we played fucking shit and we won. This is how the thing goes. He's just frustrated, bro. He needs to go open up Pornhub or chat to his bird or something, man, and unleash them frustrations elsewhere or grab some rare enough. It's not our fault. You know, what do you know about bloody winning the league? None of our players do. What do you know about winning the league? Don't flatter yourself and we'll celebrate as much as we want. You know, our fans were louder than yours. I love the same old Arsenal is cheating. Shut up, Neves, man. You know, great player. Cut your hair, mate. There's nothing wrong with his hair. It's just a rattling thing. Get the hell out of here, Neves, man. Just frustrated. Just cry more. You know, you lot for large periods had better opportunities. We was at your mercy in the second half. Rob Holding's our man of the match in the second half with them headers and that. We're down to 10 men. Allow it, bro. Fuck out of here. Big up St. Vincent as well, people. 6 a.m. over there. Good morning to you, Tans. Thank God it's Friday indeed. And big up everyone else in the cup, man. Come on. Appreciative to everyone. Second or third best defense in the league. Bro, it is what it is. I wouldn't say Saka was sick. I think a lot of our players were so-so in the game. If I keep it a buck with you, I think it was very so-so. I think Odegaard didn't have his best of games. I think Xhaka and Partey had good and bad moments. I think the defenders, I think Tierney started slow, but he had a good game. I feel credit where due. Cedric did his thing. You know, I still don't have much faith in him, but isolated to that game, he did what he needed to do. Ramsdale, again, second half, we needed him. He did his thing. Ben White was involved in the goal, but had a good game. Gabriel, forget his goal, where it's obviously helped us. He had a good game as well. So apart from my defenders, really, I think I'm wanting a bit more. I feel Odegaard, Saka, and that are killed with our slow build-up play, but Saka was in and out. You know, he turned on the style at times. You saw him not Mega Man, and actually him and Odegaard and I think Cedric, their involvement has led to the first goal because that's led to the corner more or less, really. But it weren't our best. Martinelli into the red card, that was our only outlet really down that left-hand side, and I think he had a decent game. So I feel, for me, I'd say Gabriel, Ben White, Ramsdale, within reason, Cedric, and Martinelli, I think they were the only ones really that were that level, but we grinded out the performance. A couple people grew into the game. As I said, it was so-so. We weren't perfect, but fundamentally we won. We keep our half-decent away form going. We keep our slight chances of top 4 and what needs to be top 6 alive. It is what it is. And, you know, Ruben Neves is probably sour because no one's talking about it. Wolves are doing quite well. They're with United, West Ham, us, Spurs, and anyone else fighting for these European places. So that's probably why it hurts a bit more, but that's not our fault. Cry some more, man. One love to everyone, man. I mean, the ref by the letter of the law, it's a yellow card. It's 2 yellows. He needs to be sensible. I do think definitely when I'm seeing James McArthur shoot down Saka, and that's a yellow, and Defo didn't understand. Sai should have been sent off. Defo had 2 yellow card incidences, Kilman. The ref has to be gagging for it. I think Martinelli doesn't know about the red card, but I think the first yellow, I think ultimately it's naivety from him. You know, he's tried to stop the first play. The second one, considering he's on a yellow, you know, you'd think the ref would be a bit more mature. It is a cynical one, but he could have dealt with a talking to. You've seen less things go unpunished, but I can't complain. For Martinelli, be a bit smarter and learn these lessons. I don't want to say it's good that he's missing Brentford. As an Arsenal man, our form is not amazing to be saying this guy can miss it or not, but in the grand scheme of things, he misses that game. I think we should appeal it. We have half a chance, in my opinion. You know, he comes back for Brentford. Smith Rowe probably, for me, Smith Rowe off the left. I know a lot of people probably saying Saka. Brother, all Wolves had is the crosses, and to be fair, Arsenal don't mind that. Once you see Rob Holding come and we're doing a back three, we don't mind that. Yeah, there was a couple nervy moments and that, but yeah, man. Bro, I love it from Neves, but allow it, bro. You just sound sour grapes, bro. It's like when Klopp, Wenger used to do it, Pep used to do it. Pep still does it, Klopp does it. It's like when you play respectfully smaller teams and you say, oh, they just sat back. They didn't try and press. What do you expect? Like, what do you expect? Come on, man. It's not making sense, man. It's not making sense. Bro, Lacazette, the thing is, I can't be vexed at Lacazette because this is him, bro. Like, this is what he does. Burnley, Liverpool, Villa. In yesterday, this is Laka, innit? This is a man that's got 2-3 goals in the league. This is the strike force we're relying on. I know Laka drops deep and he works hard and all those things, and I'm not really going to get at him for just missing one chance because we should be creating a lot more. That man is anything but clinical. And, you know, like I said, with the build-up, not to put a damper on it, but when you look at it without emotion, we got over the line. Gabriel has had more shots than Lacazette. Gabriel isn't always going to make the difference at Arsenal Football Club or for Arsenal Football Club. You know, sometimes you need it for all the build-up play and dropping deep. Sometimes you just need strikers to score. We've got a man, you know, Gabriel's probably level with Lacazette now. Lacazette and Eddie is what we're betting on. The midfield is what we're betting on. This is it, isn't it? We're going to need a lot to go well. We've got 16 more cup finals, so it is what it is for now, isn't it? Really? Never's just crying, man. And by the letter of the law, the game should probably stop. Holding came on and calmed it down. And I think, to be fair with you, I don't think too many people believe in Rob Holding or Cedric, but isolated to that game, that's why you need depth. You know, Tomiyasu, which I hope he's back for Brentford and beyond. He wasn't there. Cedric did a thing. Holding off the bench did a thing. Obviously, the red card, I like how he reacted to the red card. But pardon me, win, lose or draw, we are still kind of playing the same way. And I just think, you know, because we won, a lot of things aren't going to be spoken about. It's quite concerning, our build-up play. I do think we cripple Odegaard because he has to pull out to the right-hand side. I think Odegaard was quite sloppy, but I think we kill anything that he can give us. We're still very left-hand centric. We're still quite predictable. Like for large periods of the game, we did try it to Saka as the game went on, but we're just banging it into the channels for Martinelli to mix success. So ultimately, we got the job done. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Why are you not saying big up Towns? What did she do? All right, come on. Resubscribed, come on, appreciative. And gifting out community subs, ridiculous. Anniversary settings, come on. I had to go onto the Twitch app to see actually what's going on. Mistakes and stupidness, still got 3 points. Hopefully puts us back on the winning run. Listen, all we need to do is just apply what we need to up our performance. The positives, we were terrible is harsh, but we were terrible, really, quote unquote. We got the 3 points. Simple as that. That's the positive. That's the only positive, Work on what we need to work on, because it's not necessarily the same case against Brentford or, Wolves. If I'm Wolves, I'm sitting there saying Arsenal overrated. I'm going up to London when we play them in a couple of weeks to cause pure carnage. They're going to want revenge. You need to do the double, at least get 4 points. The thing with Lacazette, he's not clinical. He drops deep, but it only goes so far. He was quite anonymous, He drops deep. He's barely in the box. When he's in the box, he misses. It's just meaty, really and truly. And I think the bar's on the floor. You just never have faith. There's going to be times you need Laka to score, but how vexed can I get at Laka? At best, his best season is where he's bagged 15 times in the league. I don't think he can do this thing. I hear, the ref for me is trigger happy, but at the same time, Martinelli's give a man a decision to make. Do I think it's harsh? Do I think it's one that only potentially happens to Arsenal? Have I seen worse things go unpunished? Yeah, but for us, be a bit smart. The game should stop. Let's see what's going on. Hopefully, there's no copyright problems. Oh, let's lock that off. But yeah, let's look at the incident for what happened, people. Let me bring it back, in fact, because I think... So look, boom. He thinks he should get a foul here. Watching that again, he doesn't push him in his face, but that's the foul. And then there's an advantage. Slyly, Martinelli doesn't have to do that. You know, he doesn't have to do that. If you look at it, he's not going, and this brother's not really going. Obviously, real time and context is different. And I don't begrudge Martinelli for making it, but he doesn't have to make that tackle. You know, he's probably, you know, we've probably got that covered. But there's frustration. It is, I do like what he's trying to do, kill the game and that. But yeah, my man's trigger happy. He's giving him a decision to make, really. Do I think it's a harsh yellow card, 2 yellows? Yes. Do I think the ref's shown a bit of incompetence? Do I think the ref's been a bit of trigger happy? Yes. But I can understand why he's giving it. Bit bewildering how the game hasn't started. Very slyly, it even looks like a Wolves foul throw, if I'm honest with you. And I agree with Arteta being vexed about it. Let's pre it again. Should he have potentially got a foul here? Probably. We probably should have got a foul there. Didn't push him in his face. That's a foul throw anyways. Because I thought he pushed him in his face initially. That is a foul. Is that a second yellow? You know, you do. How many times do you see the ref give a guy a warning in the game? You're on a yellow, chill out. Anything after this, you're gone. Is what it is. And unfortunately, it's another red card in another game. More red cards than goals. The only saving grace is that, you know, we've won the game, so the talking point somewhat is going to get less. But at this point in time, when we barely have any players, and Martinelli is one of the first on the team sheet and whatnot, there's issues. All I can say is I just hope that there's, you know, other players stand up to be counted. Whether Pepe comes in, I would be looking at Smith Rowe off that left-hand side personally. But yeah, man, to get 2 yellow cards for that in quick succession, I can't disagree. I do disagree with it. I can't fault that's not even the right way of putting it. I can see why it's given. Do I think it's soft? Yes. Do I think the ref is looking for things? Of course, you know, Michael Oliver, to call you a prick would be a nice word, man. So suck him up is the perfect way of putting it. But that's Martinelli's thing. Mikel Arteta allegedly demands explanation from the Premier League. And again, you know, obviously not all our red cards have been the same. When you look at Pepe, it was a red card. He got vexed with the Leeds, Donny. But when you look at Pepe's, I'm sure Eddie Nketiah's had one on the Arteta. I'm sure VAR sent off Aubameyang. And yesterday, those are 4 off the top of my... David Luiz against Wolves, ironically, last season, which was another calamitous decision, to be fair with you. Or was it the season before? Them ones there, they're not exact. They're somewhat due to indiscipline, because if you look at least a couple of them, it's against the run of play and we're kind of being reactionary, but they're not the same. But, you know, it is concerning seeing the indiscipline, because we don't make that much. You know, there's a disparity between the red cards and tackles, and that there is clearly a bias against us, but at the same time, we're doing silly things, and not isolated to this. There's no smoke without fire. We have an abnormal amount of red cards, and it's quite scary, really and truly. But anyways, we're able to do it. Shout out to us for holding on for 20 minutes and whatnot. I want to see what Mikel Arteta has said. Mikel Arteta has demanded, Gabriel as well, Buki stuff going on. Exactly. I knew I was missing out some. Mikel Arteta has demanded answers from the PGMOL, the Premier League's official referee body, on the back of Arsenal's 4th red card in 6 games. Brazy. Very brazy. We've got a long-lasting issue. Arteta said, I'm not happy with the decisions we have had this season, but that is a discussion that I'll have with the officials. And I mean, I see Klopp do it. Wenger used to do it. Ferguson used to do it. The more you can try and do this, woe is me, and get refs on our side, it is what it is, but it needs to correlate with winning stuff. I need an explanation with what happened today. Those discussions will happen soon. I have run out of ideas. To win 4 matches like that after the red card is extremely difficult. We know that. And one of the main things we have to do is stop that. But today, something that I've never seen in my career happen. I'm glad we managed to win the game. I've never seen something like it. The rules can say that probably it is possible, but you have to be very, very willing to do that. Exactly. The ref is willing to do that. You know, it is what it is. I think you could manage the game a bit. I do think if it happened with other teams, and if it was Wolves on the other foot, we wouldn't do it, because Kilman should have been sent off. He's made 2 challenges just like Martinelli at different occasions. Saiss has made 2 dodgy challenges. You know, even the guy that's fouled with Martinelli, he's come on and made 2 over-exuberant challenges. Quite crazy. Quite crazy. We need to play with 11 players in the final 16 games. That is going to be key to give us the best possible chance for us to win football matches. I don't know about none of that. really. Larg said he's unhappy with the decisions. What has he said? What are you unhappy about? I think we were the better team. The tempo we put in the game was very good. I mean, take it as an Arsenal fan. There's been times where we haven't been the better team. There's been times where we've been the better team and not won. So what, make of that what you will. At the end, we didn't score. You haven't scored all season. But I think we scored the disallowed goal. You're offside. Do you learn the offside rule? You're offside. Like literally, you're reaching. You only looked like you was going to score when we're down to 10 men. Other than that, you had a lot of punch of possession. Semedo's getting in behind. Podence is doing well. Neves is controlling. He didn't do nothing. I say the same thing with Arteta. These things can play games, but before you point the finger, there's 4 pointing back at you. What did you lot do right and wrong? You switched off for the corner. You switched off in the build-up play that led to our goal. Stop fucking finding excuses, you prick. At the end, we didn't score. But I think we scored the disallowed goal. I think it was 2 strange decisions, both goals. It does not justify everything because I think we created a lot of chances to score. But the situation, it was very strange, especially our goal. What was strange around our goal? Your keeper's come out like a dickhead and not got it. I've seen when Hennessy was playing for Palace. I've seen De Gea get favoured. Even De Gea didn't get favoured when it happened at Old Trafford when Smith Rowe scored. I look at Kasper Schmeichel where I'm sure he conceded a goal against someone, and they just said the ref was hurt, the keeper was hurt. Alisson's got away with stuff. Keepers are unnecessarily protected. Your keepers come out, Your keeper he's a good keeper, but he's incredibly overrated. He's very trigger happy. He loves to punch. He's come out and collapsed himself. Fuck are you talking about? Your marking is terrible. Nobody's close to Ben White. Nobody's close to Lacazette. You've let Gabriel. Nobody's marking Gabriel. 2 teams that are good at set pieces. You let yourselves down. Stop finding excuses. You man lost. It's just like when we lose. Again, there's talking points, but stop finding excuses. Think about what your team, the variables you could have controlled. Can you control dodgy refereeing decision? No, you can't. Just shut up, man. But the situations, it was very strange, especially our goal. We must move on and keep working as we are. Bro, we'll catch you guys on the rebound, man. Pussy or use. I saw the image. I think it's clear. The striker kicks Sar's hand and they move on. They score after that. I think it's so clear. I don't know if the situation went to VAR. It was a strange decision, in my opinion. You're a strange man, really and truly. Pussy or you. It's a crime more, man. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. You dickhead dudes. Anyways, where's Ruben Neves' thing? Where's Ruben Neves saying we're celebrating like we won the league in that? I need to find my man. Here we go. Wolves midfielder Ruben Neves mocks Arsenal for celebrating like they won the league. Hey, man, I've seen you lot do the same. When Spurs beat Leicester, you didn't say nothing. Is what it is. Don't flatter yourself. We've got our first win of the season. We've taken points where other people have dropped. We've got 17, 16 now cup finals. Don't isolate it. We're playing with 10 men. You lot made it hard for us. When City did it, you didn't say nothing. We're happy to be. You lot an informed team, a tough away ground. We didn't win there last year. Of course, we're going to celebrate, but don't flatter yourself and make it about you or your team. Respectfully, Wolves. Right? It's bigger than you lot. We don't give a fuck about you lot. Fuck. Like, come on now. I know Arsenal are falling off, but let's stop. Like, we don't know you lot. Like, stop trying to beef us. We don't know you lot. We don't know you. Anyways, cut your hair. Anyways, so do I, to be fair. But anyways, he said. He claimed he hadn't seen anything like it in the last 10 years. We did well, but we are struggling to score goals and concede a lot on set pieces. Well, everlasting systemic problems that came to rule in this game. With their goal, there is some doubt about whether it was a foul or not. I mean, do you not remember how you lot were celebrating at the Molyneux last year? You hypocritical twat. Or not, but that's football. We are used to those decisions. No, you're not, because all you're doing is crying and your manager's crying. And I know you lot were crying. Inject it. When I'm seeing Ben White and Ramsdale jump around, it would pee me off as well if I was you, but I'm not. We need to improve a lot on scoring goals because we are creating chances, but we're not good enough in that part of the game. We're only creating chances or look like you're going to score down to 10 men. Can we play you every week? I can accept the decision about their goal, but in some games they give it and in some games they don't. They need to do the same decisions in every game because it's frustrating for us. I agree with that. You have seen... I think keepers are protected, but as I've just said that basically, there's sometimes where it goes for the keeper. The keepers come out really and truly. If the keeper punched the Lacazette, is he going to get a penalty? I'm not necessarily sure. We saw the way they celebrated the win and shows the level we are. You lot are a good team. You're an informed team. It was a difficult game going into it. We didn't have much faith. We didn't actually necessarily play well. Of course, we're going to celebrate. I didn't see Arsenal celebrate like this in the past 10 years. And once again, you haven't seen you didn't see our draw at Stamford Bridge. You didn't see our draw against Liverpool a couple of years ago at the Emirates, You didn't see us even against Norwich when we won our first game of the season. You definitely don't know about FA Cup finals. Allow it, bro. You are a good team. You are, I've said it at the start of the watch along yesterday. No one's talking about Wolves. Why? I don't know. You'd have to take up with everyone. You're doing all right. But cry more, man. Again, it's Friday, so I'm defo drinking, man. I think the perfect chaser would be Bruno Laga's tears and obviously Ruben Neves' tears, man. Mix that with some Ray Neff. That's the potion. Hey, you can be the better side. I've seen my team be the better side 9 times out of 10, and we haven't got 3 points. Fuck that. I'd rather the 3 points. What do you mean? What do you mean? Allow me, man. Is this? I don't know if this is still Neves' comments or whatever he said. It's hard when you don't get points and goals from this game. They did everything I asked. They created chances. We had plenty of chances to score. Okay, this is my man. It's not new, especially at home, to have nights like this one to keep playing, not scoring. They scored. The first half was a balanced game, but I'd say we were better. I agree with that. And we had to keep believing if we came with ambition to continue what we're doing. For the goal, I saw contact with your goalkeeper in the 6-yard box. Your keeper has come out, you twat. I think the striker touches Jose, his foot on his hand, and in my opinion, it's a foul, but we cannot find that excuse. You have found that excuse because you've listed it. What about taking your chances? Boy. It's like when Arsenal fans waffle about a red card or one player missing a chance and forget about the ref. Lie, man. The rest, sorry, lie, bro. Get out of here, man. Credit to Wolves, credit to the fans. I'm sure you'll make it tough for us. You're a good team. Isolated to this incident. Shut the hell up, Neves, man. You lost. Allow it. Don't want to hear nothing. Allow it, fam. Cry more, bro. Cry more. It's lovely. It's lovely to not cry as an Arsenal fan. Martinelli was needed. They did need that experience. Oh, we've lost enough times, bro. Enough times. So I don't really care what he has to say. Lacazette one-on-one miss was embarrassing. It's a thing where is it really embarrassing anymore, Carl? Like, I expect this. Like, I can't really get vexed at our lack of build-up play in the midfield because I know the midfield is not safe. Lacazette and Eddie have 3 goals between them. Lacazette has shown he's got the same amount of shots in the Premier League, or Gabriel's probably got more than him now. He's shot shy. He doesn't want to score, like, respectfully to Lacazette. So at some point, I have to stop getting vexed. If I know you can't do it, it's what it is. It's like if your kid is stupid, respectfully, if your kid is stupid and you know he's poor at maths and he fails his GCSEs despite trying hard, and that, can you really get vexed? That's not you. You can train him up and teach him and that, but that's not your strong point. At some point, as much as it frustrates me, this is what Lacazette does. Misses these chances. He did it against Burnley. He did it against Liverpool. He did it yesterday, and he definitely did it against someone else. When you type in, when it finishes a sentence for you on YouTube, when you type in Lacazette, miss comes up. But when we was going on our winning run, these things were happening. No one was saying that. And it's a bit like yesterday. How we play the same way, whether we win, lose or draw. Not many people care, Carl. We won. Reality is, not many people care. We were handed that goal. We took advantage. Shout out to the battle of the set piece teams. We did what we needed to do. We didn't really put Saar. Saar gets a lot of credit for in goal. We never put him under pressure, really. We didn't really create enough 2v1 area in wide areas. Not enough players gambled into the box. Neither keeper got worked, really. Ramsdale, when we was down to 10 men, Kelemi did. But there's a lot we could have done better. But the problem is, when you win, no one gives a crap. And that goes for every club. No one gives a crap. No one cares when you win. See how Cedric balls out with his countryman, bro. Cedric, big up you. You should leave him there. Leave him there. Neves, you get on the coach. Cedric, you stay. There's Portuguese revolution going up there. Is where it is. 1 yellow and a warning for me. No English refs in the World Cup again. I would have thought that would have been appropriate. I'm not gonna lie. If that happened against us, I'd want Martinelli sent off. It's the letter of the law. But yeah, I see Smith Rowe going left wing. It's peak because I can imagine Nketiah's second choice, Pepe, getting no love. But hey, Tavares and Eddie, do you know what? Pepe could play, but for me, I'm on the Tomiyasu. Man said Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu needs to be back. I'm on the Smith Rowe left wing thing. I don't really want to take Odegaard out of the team, but we've had one win in this year. We're not that we're playing bad, but when your team's winning and getting results, you can't really advocate changing it. When things are not going right, you can say, okay, maybe this guy should come out. This guy gets a chance. As much as I think it should just be a straight swap, Smith Rowe on the left, I do kind of think, you know what? Smith Rowe, move back to your 10. Martinelli, that's your thing. And I do think, based on how the Brentford game goes next week, that will probably be the one. If Smith Rowe does his thing, then Martinelli has to cool off on the bench. If if Smith Rowe does his thing and Odegaard doesn't, Odegaard comes out, Smith Rowe goes in there, and then you've got Martinelli. And what annoys me is we're going to need the pressing from Martinelli more than anything. Wolves acting like they're the big bad. Wolves couldn't blow the house down. To be fair, it's not even Wolves. It's them, man. It's just their gap. It's just their players. And we know people are vexed if they don't beat Arsenal, but tired, man. If it went down to who deserves to win, Arsenal would have been Champions League, bro. Where the Kings are playing well for a couple of periods, never quite the whole 90. So I don't know where he's getting off. I don't always want to win ugly because it's, performances like that are not sustainable. But it is what it is. You think if you ask Pep Guardiola, I'm sure, there's times where they block teams. There is not even, I'm sure. We know City block teams. But it's like the game, I'm not to gas us because there's nothing to gas it. It's the games like Arsenal that if you ask him in May at the Emirates where we were trying to, take off their heads, we're buzzing, they're kind of struggling with fitness problems and stuff, and they just had to grind out the result. It's them things there, so I don't know what Neves is talking about. He shows a bit of immaturity there. We made, like my guy Jace is saying, or Slick on Twitch, great result yesterday, but we made things harder for ourselves, 10 times harder, 10 times harder. We defended well at 10 men, and that there was a couple of decent performances, but we made it more harder, more nervous than it needs to be. Wolves were the better team, but being the better team don't count for much, really and truly. I saw Newcastle be the better team against Spurs a couple of months ago. They lost. Doesn't mean anything. Really does not mean anything. Leicester were the better team against Spurs the other day, and they checked themselves through doing silly things. Don't mean nothing. We were a couple years ago. Do you remember we were the better team against Chelsea at the Emirates? And in the last 15 minutes, I'm not sure if Mount scored. I think Mount scored. Tammy Defo scored. Doesn't mean anything. It really does not mean much. What was that game? There was one game, United at the Emirates. I think De Gea was a man inspired, just doing bare stuff. Do you remember we was better than Man United and Mustafi did a Mazza? Or was it Koscielny? Or it might have even been both of them in that game, It is what it is. You switch off for a second. This is the Premier League. This is what happens. For Arsenal, we need to up the ante a lot. We need to improve a lot because they're gonna want to come for our heads. We know that performance typically, if you play like that more times in the league, you're not gonna get much change, in terms of results. So let's consider it a one-off. Really. Smash the follow and subscribe buttons, people. Don't forget, I'm going live at 11:30 to talk more Arsenal. But who gives a flying monkeys what Donny thinks, man? Like, who gives a flying and monkeys, man? That's it on him, man. Arsenal need to buy a young striker or midfielder or both. I think that game also highlighted once again, we need a progressive number 8 and we need a thingy, we need a striker, really, respectfully. It shouldn't be hard to find a striker that if scoring goals isn't the reason to play someone that can link up play and do all these things. But like I said, I believe in him as much as you can believe in him and accept him for what he is. It is what it is, man. And this is why you got to be careful with talking about new deals. And Atletico's another one. Again, exactly, it doesn't mean anything. It's dead. The Olympiacos game, we went out. We should have killed it in the first leg. We're the better team. We're the better team in the second leg. Leno switched off. Aubameyang missed a chance. Boy, it is what it is. Dead. If Wolves had Jota, they would have won the game. Well, they don't. If we had Thierry Henry, we might have scored more goals. It don't mean nothing. Like, if Ronaldo was the Cristiano of 07 and that, maybe he could pull United, do it all alone. It doesn't mean anything. Like, it's dead. They don't. If your mom had a willy, she'd be your dad. Like, if some buts and what they sold Donny, like, it is what it is. You can say if they had a Dharma, they might do something. They loaned Donny out. Like, it's bit hypotheticals, bro. It's irrelevant. Like, we can speak about it, but it doesn't mean shit. They ain't got that guy. Maybe if they had Pedro Neto, end of the day, you had Schenkau and Podence, nothing happened, really and truly. Do you know how many times as an Arsenal fan I can sit here and say Aubameyang, if we had Aubameyang, he probably scores that. He's dead. Like, it don't mean nothing. Wolves are allowed to console themselves with that fact. But if that helps them, but reality is they sold him. Right? I don't give a crap about none of that. Anyways, people, away from that, let's look at some more general points surrounding football. Keep your Arsenal thingies coming if you want, but yeah, man, let's look at some football talking points. We've covered that. Again, let's start here, people. Sell Lacazette. It's too late for that. He's leaving for free, bro. You know, Lacazette's leaving. There's no selling. You've gone past that period now. Being the better side doesn't mean 3 points. Exactly. Brighton were the better side against us away from home. They drew. We were lucky. Don't mean much, man. Boy, we take every game as it comes, man. You take every game as it comes. Just keep fighting. The top 4 place. It's anything from a far gone conclusion. But if we look at some of these articles, people, let's start here. Tottenham on fans' use of the Y word. Again, Y Army, as you know, Spurs fans for years have been calling themselves again. I'm not going to get listen, if you think you should be allowed to say, if you think it's something you shouldn't be saying, listen, you get it in it because this is very sensitive. You know what could happen with a lack of terminologies. Tottenham on fans' use of the Y word. It's time to move on. Tottenham have released a statement on their fans' use of the Y word, saying it's time to move on from associating the term with the club. They held a review of this Y word focus groups with some of the club's fan base, which concluded in the summer of 2 years ago. Members of their fan base feel uncomfortable with the Y word continued use at matches. Supporters who were prepared to defend their position on why they used the term expressed an openness to its use being reduced if it caused offence to fellow fans. Supporters, especially those of younger generations, are often unaware of the term's meaning and its historical context when charting it. That now more than ever is the time to reassess and reconsider its ongoing use. Tottenham said in a statement, we recognise how these members of our fan base feel, and we also believe it is time to move on from associating this term with our club. Tottenham continue to refrain from engaging with any social media handle or bio that contains the Y word and do not permit it being printed on shirts in any official retail outlets or used in any official club context. The adoption of the Y word by our supporters from the late 1970s was a positive response to the lack of action taken by others around this issue. An increased number of our fans now wish to see a positive change again with the reduction of its use, something we welcome and we shall look to support. So yeah, man, I'm just going to leave that with you lot. Declan Rice has said racist abuse after Euro 2020 final was terrible. I mean, we know that, but I want to see exactly what he has said. For that to come out after what we've been through as a country, as a nation, as players, everyone was just so disappointed more than anything. You know, some people could say that type of stuff. You know, he's obviously bigged up Sancho and things like that. Taking a knee is a really important thing to do. You want to be careful, Declan, because they're going to say, why are you talking about that racist stuff? You know, a bit like your teammate, Antonio. I liked you, Antonio, when you're scoring the goals and that, but you always making it about race. They like your rhythms. They don't like your blues, man. And one thing, I don't want to praise. I don't want praise myself for talking about injustice, whether that's against women, whether that's against ethnic minorities, black like myself, Indian or whatever. Right is right, wrong is wrong. You shouldn't applaud people for it. But one thing I do like about Gareth Southgate and his players is that they do stand up and talk about this. Maybe not to the issue I want, you know, but I can't expect others to do that, really and truly. So he's right. Be careful, man. They tell you to stop with all of that knee stuff, bro. But yeah, moving away from that, keeping up the theme with West Ham. As you know, Kurt Zouma, you know, apparently of a fallout of obviously this cap business, apparently furious West Ham players to demand pay rises after they found out Kurt Zouma is the club's top earner on 125k a week when details of his fine were made public. To be fair, apparently several other players are now unhappy. What do you expect? They bought him from Chelsea. You know, his agent's going to play a blindo. Do you expect him to not be one of the highest earners, whether he deserves that or not? I don't know. Boy, Yarmolenko earning 100 bags a week tells a problem at West Ham. Not that I care about what an ex-man's earning, but there's a dodgy one there. Mikel Antonio's been a good serviceman. I'm sure Declan Rice must be up there. Raw. A clutch of players who are deemed just as important as Zouma, including the likes of Rice, Souček, Fornals and Kofal, earn significantly less. If I'm Rice, you need to get that new deal pattern, but at the same time, he probably wants to keep it moving. Souček, you probably deserve one. Fornals, I can't really necessarily say I think you deserve more or the same parity as Zouma. I don't think you're that important. Kofal, allow it. And, you know, Zuma's brother, Dagenham and Redbridge have suspended him as well. I mean, I hope you keep that same energy for racism, but it is what it is. We'll get into that in just a second. Where's the Athletics articles? What's going on? What? Oh, here we go. FIFA approves Ademola Lookman's nationality switch to Nigeria. It's about time, man. You should have done it a long time ago, really and truly. Lookman has had his application to change nationalities to represent Nigeria approved, people. So shout out to him. You know, Nigeria doing quite a good track, doing quite well when it comes to, you know, convincing, man. Premier League overseas TV rights will top domestic rights for the first time in the next cycle. As we know, the Premier League is big business all around the world. Broadcasting rights will top domestic for the first time ever over the next 3 seasons. International rights will hit 5.5 billion. So again, if that's happening, you can see why there's going to be more pointless friendlies. You know, it's a matter of time before FA Cup is much like the, you know, despite what they do in Spain in La Liga. It wouldn't surprise me if you see an FA Cup final in some other part of the world, really and truly. And I'm not saying you shouldn't bring the game globally, but are you doing it for the right reasons? I don't know, people. So yeah, man, it just tells you where we're going. And then obviously when you've got all Super League business, this is naturally where we're going. And when you see things like BT and DAZN, Danza, whatever it's called, it makes sense, really. Apparently, Premier League to end emergency COVID-19 measures, or the C word. So the Premier League are aiming to remove all of their COVID emergency measures later this month. There's been strict rules at stadiums and training grounds since the return to action following the initial UK lockdown. Shout out to Jota, man. Jota, Salah was back. I think Jota got a brace yesterday as well. But yeah, it seems like, I don't want to say we're moving back to normality, where it is what it is. You know, so there's that in terms of other football news. Well, she lot saying Nathan Ferguson for Crystal Palace could be out for another 6 months. I can't lie, he's been facing a lot of injuries, really and truly. He's not really had much of a look in, really, and he's been a bit of an injury risk. Apparently, Manchester United have confirmed a 20 million sponsorship deal with blockchain company Tezos. So, I mean, United ain't really been successful on the pitch, but you know, do your thing with that, innit? Really, which is crazy. What do you first things first, are you an ethnic minority? That's what I need to answer, because I had to ask someone that on Twitter as well. Someone was offering their opinion in relation to, respectfully, I don't think when you're speaking about something that affects another race of people or another group of people, or if it was talking about women as a man or whatever, you've got to respect their house. You've got to be, you're an outsider. You've got to listen and speak and don't talk with an authoritative tone. I do think there's this, when speaking about issues concerning this, I do think there's a bit of too openness to pass judgment and puff out your chest and stuff. And it was centered around the N-word. I had to ask someone, first things first, are you black? You know, that's the first thing, because you might not necessarily be wrong, but are you black? You know, because that from there you get it, that you're a guest pattern. Act accordingly, in it. Simple as that. But I mean, come on, all right, now that we've known that, the knee stuff is feel good, do nothing. What does it do? I hear all the keeping the message and things like that. And I'm not saying to stop it, but what does it do? You know, it's like lighting up the Eiffel Tower whenever some tragedy happens. What does it? It's a decent gesture, I guess, but what does it do? How does it change anybody's life? You know, we live in a day and age where people will tweet praying and thoughts are with the family, but they're not doing none of that. That's just a tweet. As soon as that's done, they're back to eating their sandwiches or whatever. So it's not making much sense, really and truly. It's just nonsense, really. Like I'm not, again, keep the message going, especially, you know, a lot of racist people genuinely are just vexed at the fact that there's needs. So don't stop on that basis, keep it going, but don't achieve nothing, you know. You're always here for my live streams. It's not a talking point. Me and you will be like, oh, how many times have you heard me? Kickoff is imminent. They're doing the knees. They do the knee thing, but me and you are talking about something else. It's lost. It's already lost in translation. It's just the illusion of doing something. What does it solve? What does it solve? It doesn't help nothing. I'd rather practicalities. It don't help nothing. It don't help nothing. Especially because, again, I don't want to go over the Zuma thing. The energy, the intensity, the aggression, the thirst for blood in terms of Zuma having bait. If certain people have it, he can never be a footballer again. I've never seen that around racism. You know, people are like, well, cats can defend themselves. It's just word, you know, cats can't defend themselves. It's just word, you know, racism is just words. You see why I don't engage in certain conversation with certain people. You know how them two things I said, you know how silly it is. This is why man don't engage in certain things. You know, if you're deliberately obtuse, this ain't not for you, but this ain't the platform for you. This is why, for me, I'm not. Someone else can educate racists and educate ignorance. I'm not with that. You know what's what now. It is what it is. If that's what you think, that's what you think. At least you've identified yourself as a pagan. You know, the knee thing don't do anything. What does the knee do? Man are booing the knees. Man are still getting racially abused. It don't mean nothing. I don't talk about racism to a lot of people. Don't have the time because I don't want to. Like, speaking about racism at times, it becomes protecting people's feelings. It becomes, you know, just people acting obtuse. It becomes lost in translation. People try and talk in absolutes and try and be too literal. People just don't want to learn. It's a degree of ignorance. It's long, fam. It's long. It's long. You'd be doing. You make yourself crazy. Like, you make yourself mad. There's people that want to listen. You know, when I see C's not here, he's on YouTube, or Live from Planet X and other people as well. Big up Chris over there on YouTube. There's people that want to listen that might not experience certain things or other realities, but you have to want to listen. When people bury their heads in the sand, it's a myth, man. It's absolute myth. It's crazy. Certain people are just downright racist. Certain people are intentionally ignorant. Certain people just don't know certain privileges and biases. And for me, I don't like when people say, can we not talk about racism or whatever, because certain people can't do that. You know, I can't not. Sorry, if I don't say I support Arsenal, you don't know what I support. I can't hide anything else. So football mirrors society, society mirrors football. It just, what I would say is the energy that people have done towards this cat, respectfully, because two truths can live in the same realm. I would love that first for blood. You know, why is it when somebody calls someone that someone says something racist or whatever? That was years ago. They're not that person. If this is not that, no, I'm not that I'm backing Zuma, just to paint a picture. If Zuma did this 10 years ago and it got leaked, people would say, fuck that. You did your thing. There's no mistakes. But people can call you an effing gollywog and all these things and carry on. People can still carry on with blackface. You see it with politicians. You see it with football coaches. You know, you see it with my man at Chelsea. He's left now. Is it Graham? Whatever, the fuckery, and the former Arsenal guy as well. You see the fuckery he was doing. Football's the only place you can hit up women. You can hit women in football. You can actually have rape cases against you and child things against you. You know, you can have domestic abuse. You can be racist. You can do mad things. But if you hurt a cat, which again, Zuma's wrong for that, that's where the line's being drawn. And I just want to see same energy. That's it. I just want to see same energy. Done at the wrong timing, bro. I'm not really with protesting for protesting's sake. I just feel it's feel good, do nothing. It's just wasted energy. There's certain other things. Tottenham have not had a good manager since Pochettino, but I think Conte needs time. He does. He needs support. If they don't support Conte, he's going to keep it moving. And that's that fake allyship. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. They're not your friends because they don't care. They don't care about you. You know, I've got friends from all races, you know, and they wouldn't do that. But if they did, we couldn't be friends because that means it's friends at a thing you don't really like, man. But protesting in general, I think is, I don't know, man. I listen, I don't want to incite things in general. I just think when you look at history, all over history, when someone's been oppressed or people have been marginalized or people haven't liked something, when has anything been achieved by doing kumbaya and saying, please stop? Or is there other measures? Or is liberty seized? I don't know, man. I'm just talking football, man. I don't just humble football YouTuber, man. I don't know about none of that. Boy. Appreciate you lot tuned in. Appreciate that sounding mad. Man said appreciate, I believe. Appreciate you lot. Hey, Twitch. I do love myself, but you get me. I know my voice. I don't need to hear you echoing the thing. They don't need to hear you echoing the thing as well. Allow it. What else is going on in the world of football? Should we look at some transfer stuff? Look away. Not to be fair, look away now if you support Tottenham. Because again, I would have liked Harry Kane to go to this team, and it's not City. It's another Manchester club in United, but anything to make Spurs weaker. Let's go on that. Well, Douglas Costa went LA Galaxy. You got Douglas Costa, LA Galaxy. You've got Shaqiri there now. The left footers are uniting like the Avengers still. Shout out to them. 407, appreciate you. I said, hey, I think I saw a DM. Did you tell me I'm too humble? You said I should brag more. I ain't got nothing to brag about. What did Martin Luther King change though? Because Martin Luther King himself, everybody talks about I have a dream and the non-violence thing. Martin Luther King is written, I fear I have led my people into a burning house. As a coach, would you be annoyed if Martinelli didn't make professional fouls? I wouldn't be annoyed with anything. I think, it happens. I'm not vexed at Martinelli for being sent off. I actually think he did start the time-wasting antics, but I've seen Jose Mourinho do that quite a lot from the 60th minute. Jose was going to get his 1-0. He was going to kill this thing out of the game. Water breaks, any fouls, he's going to pull his players to speak. I saw that yesterday with Mikel Arteta, and I liked it, to be fair with you. Obviously, apart from the red card. But yeah, man, I wouldn't, I like what he tried to do. Is what it is. If we look at this can't just be Man United's transfer news. Come on, man. We want to see transfer news in general. It's all of that. Let's see what's going on. First things first, Modric never considered Premier League return. We know this. Since I left England and joined Madrid, my only focus was Madrid. I never thought about anything else. I was only focused on Madrid. I mean, it is what it is. Koulibaly's committed to Napoli. Pardon me. Leeds are looking at Ernesto Valverde and Jesse March as potential new managers. And Bielsa's contract is going down. Apparently, Haaland and Kane on Manchester United striker shortlist people, as well as Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Where's this coming from? Is this just in the eventuality that Cristiano Ronaldo leaves? And one has to wonder, if Pochettino does sign for United, he does seem like he struggles with the egos. There's less at United, but there is some at PSG. How are you going to deal with Ronaldo? Crazy, man. Anyways, Barca put Sergio Roberto talks on hold. They should let him go. Pogba must take pay cut for Manchester United's stay. If Paul Pogba is to remain at Manchester United beyond the end of the season, then the Mirror reports that the midfielder is going to have to take a pay cut. The Red Devils are open to the idea of keeping him, but reduced terms would need to be agreed in order for him to obviously stay. Apparently, Coutinho's purchase option is not fixed at 33 million, and he could be acquired for less. And Barca probably gagging to get rid of him, so it makes sense. Manchester United and Ronaldo are set for showdown talks. Cristiano Ronaldo is intending to hold showdown talks with his agent over his Manchester United career. The forward intends to speak with Jorge Mendes over his options at the end of the campaign, with the Red Devils effectively out of the silverware race. To be fair to you, Ronaldo, again, I think you're least of United's problems, but you're part of it. You're part of it. You're all in the team together. You can't just do this woe is meeting. Like, you all win, lose, and draw together. Really? That's what Goal.com is saying. Let's refresh this. Poch wants Kane at Manchester United. I mean, we said that yesterday. I'd be all for that. Ronaldo Jr. signed for Man United. I think they got Ronaldo Jr. They got Wayne Rooney Jr. Quite the star-studded lineup. I'm sure they got Fletcher's boys there. Or he might be at City. There's someone else. Savage's boys are there. Pochettino, as said yesterday, is the preferred choice for the players to take over. Ronaldo set for showdown talks. Allegedly, what's going on? Chelsea are open to letting Kepa go. Don't think you're going to get your 70-odd million or whatever you paid for him. It is what it is. He could be a decent backup. But apparently, Chelsea will consider offers to sell Kepa in the summer, despite being delighted with his recent improvement in form. Boy, shout out to him. But decent second choice keeper, but not quite the guy they thought they was getting, people. So it's a bit of a brazy one. Nepotism FC again, 100%. But I can't lie, from little highlights, Rooney's son actually looks good. Good Johnson's son looks good, and he's irrelevant. I think he's at Madrid or Barca, one of them. I don't know for Ronaldo's kid, but him and Messi's kid, they're probably rubbed. They're probably shit. They don't need to kick a ball. Would you want to kick? Obviously, if you want to be a footballer, be a footballer. But would you want to be a footballer? Way too much pressure. Springbake Portugal. Why are you lot following me? Plus, you lot are giving me free tickets to this thing. I don't know why you lot have big Anto for me, but follow me. Yeah, I'm moving mad. But if we look at some of the Premier League games to come, people, don't forget I'm live at 11:30 on YouTube as well. Hope to see you lot there. Shout out the Twitch gang. I'm back on Twitch at 4:30. We're playing Football Manager, which is going to be a stress. I'm going to be as well. Check your schedules, people, because I think on Twitch I'm doing Man United Southampton tomorrow, and you've obviously got Chelsea Palmeiras in the World Club Cup final. So I'm going to do those two watch-alongs on Twitch. I'll probably on Sunday do Leicester versus West Ham. on YouTube, so make sure you're there. And I'm appreciative to everyone who's been on my watch-alongs, whether they've been on YouTube or Twitch so far this week. If we look at some of the Premier League action to come, I could get used to Arsenal playing once a week, especially if they're going to put my heart through what they put my heart through. But, you know, you've got Manchester United, Southampton. I think Southampton will lose that. But, you know, Man United should be fearful, and we hope they lose. Brentford, Crystal Palace. You know, I hope Palace do a job, as we would with Patrick Vieira's men. Lampard, you know, he lost his first Premier League game. Can he win his second? Leeds, you know, good, bad, the ugly in their game against Villa. It's Leeds versus Everton, Everton versus Leeds. I hope Leeds win, but I think Everton might win that 1-0. Let me do a score predictor. Man United, Southampton, 2-0 United. 2-1 Crystal Palace against Brentford. 1-0 Everton against Leeds. Brighton, Watford, 1-0 Brighton. Norwich City. Norwich to take the lead. 2-1 City. Sunday, you've got Burnley, Liverpool. Burnley, you know, Burnley away is not for everyone. You know, it's not for everyone. Varane couldn't do it there. Couldn't do the big bad business there. But I'd say Liverpool to win that 3-0. I think Salah will get on the score sheet. Jota will keep up his goal scoring form. You've got Newcastle against Aston Villa, people. Oof. 1-0 Villa, saying that Newcastle probably do a thing now. Spurs against Wolves. Hope both of you lot lose. I'm going to say 2-1 Spurs, unfortunately, but I hope it's 2-1 the other way. I probably see a draw there. Leicester versus West Ham looks like a tasty affair. I hope Leicester and Wolves win, and Southampton, but if it was on form, I've seen West Ham drop silly points. So I'm going to say 1-0 West Ham. But I think if there's going to be upsets, I think Leicester might prove an upset. I think Newcastle might prove an upset. I think Norwich will be tougher for City than expected. I hope Southampton do a thing, but I can't see it, man. That's what I'm thinking, Gio. You know, I do think with how poor they've been, there could be more goals, but at the same time, yeah, I just think it might be a bogey one. Hit the reminder bell for upcoming shows. You're right on that. I think Lampard is going to do bad in Everton, but he's got some weird signings. Boy, it's up to him. Man said Messi's kid is robbed. Why are you not watching kids for? What happened to you lot? I'm living off daddy's money if I'm CR7 Junior. Trust. Southampton should go to Old Toilet confident. You should, but it's still a big pitch. It's still difficult. Ronaldo needs to go. I'm sorry, we got to stop the sentimental crap. I hear it, you know, in terms of, you know, how he can harm the team and things. I just feel as a neutral, there's a million problems at Man United before anything's laid at the feet of Cristiano, in my opinion. I know he's not exactly scoring. DJ, I'm surprised you still have expectations for Leicester. I don't. I just said the form's been on the floor. But they're still Leicester, man. A bad period don't define a team. Neither does a good period, really and truly. So, yeah, man. Hope they do a thing, but who knows? What else have we seen? What else have I missed out? Arsenal win, everybody moans. Arsenal draw, everybody moans. Arsenal lose, everybody moans. It's pure hatred from officials. I hear that, but we won, boy. Who gives a crap? Pepe is gone, let's be honest. He probably is, but at least for now, to the end of the season, you've got to use him. In some capacity. I know Arteta clearly ain't too keen on utilising the Ivorian international, but at some degree you have to. It's a squad game, and boy, you've got to do something now, innit? What else is going on in the world of football? Which, fortunately for us, it's a quiet day, really. I didn't mean to go here. What's going on, good old Arsenal? Come on. Nothing, man. You lot don't even want to lie to me anymore about certain transfers and all these sort of things, man. Fair enough. Champions League next week, though. And Europa. And again, hella watch-alongs for that. I can't lie. PSG, Real Madrid probably going to be on YouTube. Thursday, I know we're doing Barcelona, Napoli. Unfortunately, the following Thursday, we won't be able to do because Arsenal have fucked it up, really. We're playing on next Thursday. Well, 2 Thursdays from now. Rangers or Celtic to lift the trophy. I do like how Celtic are moving, and with Jota and that, I think it might be their year. But I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I'm going to say Celtic. I prefer Rangers to do it. Pardon me. I know not Smith Rowe, Kieran Tierney won't like that, but I'd rather Rangers to do it. It's more random at Rangers. But yeah, man, it's a difficult one. You know, we haven't really seen that race in years, man. We haven't really seen that in a hot second, really. You know, you've got Leipzig versus Cologne today. Fair enough. Premier League hits and misses. What's this about? Jota's just still scoring. You know, Luis Diaz had a bit of a mixed debut, full debut. Leicester being undone by the same old. Rogers said it's been an ongoing issue for us, whether it's zonal or man-to-man. We have defended it better recently, but it's definitely an area that comes summer we'll have to improve on in terms of profile player and have more dominance in there. So are you going to buy better centre-halves? Don't know. Big up Rob Holding, man. He made 9 clearances against Wolves. Boy, 9 clearances. Ben White made 6. Gabriel made 5. Xhaka made 4. And then multiple players, 5 different players with Sky Sports haven't specified, made 3. Wolves put in 35 crosses from open play during the game. Boy, comes like when we were playing, ironically, remember when we was playing Wolves and we was crossing for Willian when he was playing up front? Brazy. I don't understand that Solé thing, but yeah, man. How do you think 2 games in 30 days, harm or help? End of the day, it depends. It's what you do with your time. Obviously, if you're not planning properly and you're just comfortable for the sake of you got bare time, then it's nonsense, really. And there was elements I feel yesterday of ring rust, but at the same time, it gives us. I don't think there is really a benefit or an advantage. If I'm honest with you, it is what it is. You've got 8 days until we play now or so. For example, you've just got to plan in it. Watch that Wolves game over and over again and plan, really. And that's why, as much as, you know, as much as I was laughing at United going out to Middlesbrough, and I don't want them to win trophies or Spurs to win trophies, the more that all these guys are in multiple competitions, the more that the squad's going to have to be utilised and things like that. And there's going to be fatigue in their legs and things. But I do think it can be a disadvantage. Beyond the obvious with Arsenal yesterday, you did see some ring rust. How far that extends, I don't know. I don't extend it that far, but it's a good question. Crossing for Willian brings nightmares. Just Willian himself brings nightmares to me, man. So uninspiring, man. Pussy as well. Bust out at the first opportunity he could cut. He cut. Not that I wanted him to stay. Brazy, man. But he's free to leave, man. Free to do whatever the hell he wants. Wolves will win the second leg. G1, you've popped up. Yeah, I thought you said we're gonna lose. We said you're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. Boy, focus on Burnley, man. What? Gabriel got more goals than Jadon Sancho. Sancho's age mates are Lacazette and that. Man can't do it with the fat youths that are in the pub. You can't park the bus for 2 games against them. Boy, you not park the bus all the time, United, mate. Man are parking the bus against West Ham at Old Trafford. You lot can't park the bus. You can't score goals. That's why Smith Rowe, despite a guy on a bench for us, is scoring more than this alleged best player in the world. United is poison. I've been waiting for you, man. I've been waiting for you. We're here for him, man. We're cooking him today, man. Not a United fan talking about wasting time. Game management. Maybe if you lot had that, you wouldn't have dropped points against Burnley. Game management, my friend. Game management. Do you rate El Nouri? Bit naive, bit young and naive with everything he does, but I do like his fearlessness and the fact he likes to go forward. Yeah, he's decent still. He was doing his thing for Wolves up until recent, and he lost his place in the side for whatever reason. I thought he might have started yesterday. Bro, I don't want to hear you talking, bro. You're a United fan. You're talking about time wasting, bro. Spurs, Chester United are in the mud. You lot twerk for Spurs. They got dealt with. You look, bro. Burnley away is not for everyone. Tell Varane, this is welcome to the league. Ben White doing this thing. Southampton at home, not for everybody. Boy, I hear it. And life is, listen, I know I'm going to have my time to be laughed at. This is what we're doing, but it is what it is. Southampton are gonna have chess coming up against you. Like everybody should fancy Arsenal. Arsenal ain't done a mazza, you know. We if you're not City or Liverpool, no one shouldn't fear anyone in the league, really. You know, I expect Southampton to hit back. Southampton are one of our bogey teams. Southampton at St. Mary's scares me. St. Mary's, you know, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Brighton, 3 teams we've got to play again. 3 teams that scare me. I look for them beyond the obvious when the fixture list comes out. Of course, I look for the top 6 or whatever rivals. They're the games I look for. We've still got to play them. Varane, I don't want to slander Varane, bro, but you support United, didn't it? Like, do you? In my heart, I don't want to slander Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Varane. You know, I like these guys, but I don't like you, man. Like, I like your club. I like your players. I don't like you, man. You, man, kick the beef off. You know, you think I feel proud of myself saying Josh Sargent is the real JS? I don't want to gas up Josh Sargent. You lot make me become a villain. It's you lot. It's the Jose thing. Jose's a nice guy, but you lot push him and he starts poking eyes out and all these things. I don't know what dream mode you're living in. Man said 13-0 against Man United. They make me do it. It's not my thing. More red cards than goals. I'll take that, man. I'll take that, you know. We still got 3 points this season. You never got that. I mean, this week, you never got that. It's too mainstream. You know, Gabriel, our fucking centre-back's got more goals than Jadon Sancho, since we're on the topic of scoring goals. More goals of recent than Cristiano Ronaldo. You mean to tell me Emil Smith-Rowe has been a professional footballer at this level for 18 months, has outscored potentially the best player ever? Is this what you brought Ronaldo back for, to lose to Middlesbrough in that? Worst return than I saw after, you know, worst return to Old Trafford than a certain thingy, you know, certain midfielder who left for free and is leaving for free again. Real scary hours. Sins of your father, bro. Sins of your father. It's been a good week because you lot twerk for Spurs. United fans have become twerkers. You lot should be working in King of Diamonds. You twerk for Spurs on the best of days. You lot are twerking for Liverpool and City. You man are cheering on the Ops. I don't think in North London you're going to hear them Tottenham youths gassing up with Green or N9 youths and vice versa all the way around. I don't think they're going to do it. So why are you not doing it? You man keep having Grandad Ferguson. My heart bleeds for him. You keep bringing him up and around the country. You don't even put him in the good seats. You got him with the fans. You had him in the cold at Burnley. I know United and Burnley aren't too far to get rubbed out. Brother, everything he built is crumbling. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Oh. So you mean to tell me, wait, more red cards than goals? I hear that. I really do. I really do hear that. I do hear that. There's 38 games to be played, but well, you mean to tell me a team with more red cards than goals, a team that just got their first 3 points in 2022, a team which has 2 strikers that have a combined goal scoring record of 3 goals in the league. You mean to tell me with a game in hand, they're ahead of the bloody magnificent Manchester United, the great Manchester United, this fantastic glory, we're the best ever. Bloody hell. As they say, the table don't lie. I'm getting them in because this table's going to humble me in a bit. But you mean to tell me, bloody hell, mate. We've lost more than you. We're drawing on points. We've got better goal difference than y'all. Decent defense, aren't you? I thought you lot should have a better defense. Varane's the best in the world. Maguire's the best in the world. Shaw's the best in the world. De Gea's the best in the world. Wan-Bissaka's the best in the world. Bailly was better than Van Dijk. I'm coming with all the receipts. Boy, table don't lie. I'm enjoying it, Carl. It's going to look crazy soon, but right now, you get it? I don't know you, man. Who are you, man? It's like when you lot send for Saka and Smith Rowe. We don't know Hudson-Odoi and Sancho and these brothers. Who are these guys? We've lost more than you, and we're ahead of you. This is it. Stop focus on you. Well, you Spurs, like I said, Spurs, Chester United. That's you lot, Stones. I don't want to hear it. Wolves, how's it in 8th? Boy, this is going to change come game 38, but you have to live in the moment, man. CR 7th. Hey, on my life, they bet United, make sure you finish top 6, car. That 888's bullshit you lot have been doing, I'm onto you. All fun and games till Madrid poach Tini. They should. He's actually a good left back. You sure they don't want Gilberto Carlos? Yeah, it's all banter, man. G1's my guy. But yeah, man, we've got nothing else in it. It's too nitties fighting outside the bookies. Is this Arteta props or United slander DG? It's a DG masterclass. You know, you've not seen big up Matisse. You've not seen the slanging matches with Matisse. Sometimes Arsenal, I've got finesse. There's nothing to defend them with, and I've still come out with a victory. It's just about agendas. DG spitting fire, all about the dark arts, chatting in the refs here all night. I love it, man. You've got to, man. You've got to. United players are frustrated with Ralph Rangnick's squad selection methods, with some believing his training sessions are old-fashioned. Players have also jokingly likened assistant Chris Almes to fictional coach Ted Lasso, sources have told ESPN. But hey, Gen press master, I love it, but boy, that's a mess. That's a mess. That is a mess. Nah, man, you lot work for Spurs on the best of days. DG, in the US, they made a big song and dance about Pulisic. Lo and behold, he's not really performing. In the States, he's held in high regards with Mbappe for some reason. Them franchise man there. I don't know for Pulisic because I used to think he was messed. I still think he's a quality player, but I don't know what I've gone for him. It's just when I look at Chelsea, I can see it's almost like he's in the right place because Chelsea have some good players, but it's like half of their team must frustrate the living daylights out of Tuchel and the players and the fans. Sorry, because what if I had to describe what I feel are frustrating players? I love Hudson-Odoi, but I would say I'm not going to say that again. You know, I've been praising Sancho and Hudson-Odoi. I don't like sending for them, but you lot make me do it. He's frustrating. Werner's frustrating. Lukaku's frustrating. Havertz has his own frustrations. As I just said, you know, who are we missing out? Whoever is evading my mind. The other Pulisic. There's a bunch of frustrating players there, and when they're all together, racy. One day we're beefing about the league. Them days look gone, bro. Them days are gone, man. Not necessarily, but the longer you keep failing, it's miffed. Boy, I remember when we used to beef about the league. My beef with United fan, but I'm going to troll my cousin after this. You know, I'm going to. You don't think it is? There's no family. Family don't mean anything. I'm going to troll my United supporting brethren and family and the Spurs ones. I've been doing it. In fact, to be fair, one of my shout Dale, man, one of my Spurs brethren, I can't lie, he's an extremely biased done, but his words to me last night was both yellows, but Martinelli got shagged. Can't lie, it's Arsenal tax. So for me saying that, I think it ain't a red, but my reply was, man them got packed by the Saints, you know. Conte tried to shush the man them. Why? What going for Heiberg? What happened? Are you above us? Did you win? He ain't replied to none of that. He ain't replied. LP, if you're out there as well. George, Hutch, LP, Last, Pat. I'm on to all of you. Look, half of you have not replied to me. United and Spurs fans, I've just listed them. You've not replied to me. My cousin Dan, none of you have replied to me. What's going on? Coming like you don't like, man. In my opinion, McKennie is the best American player. I hear that. I would be screaming Eunice Moose on a shameless thing. I'm a United fan. It hurts me that this bad mood in the club. Players want to leave the club. I want Rangnick gone. I think a lot of these players are prima donnas. Like, even for me, didn't you see the other day? Apparently, they want Pochettino. If Pochettino comes, they're going to be break. They're going to get onto him after a few weeks. And I see it with that used to happen with Arsenal. It's quiet down a bit with Arteta, but you know, that was said towards Wenger's days. You know, when Emre came in, he tells us everything we need to do. Then you start hearing rumors that the players are turning on him. They say I haven't really seen rumors saying Rangnick's the guy. To be fair, but these are the things you said, man. To be fair, we tried to keep him. Him and Miguel Aziz were playing a year up, playing under 18s football, schoolboys here and there, helped us win the league. And, you know, Valencia gave man a pathway, innit? A better pathway. He would have had a pathway here. I think he'd be in the first team. You know, I don't think Joe Willett would have been a thing, but he was given a pathway at Valencia. He took it, innit? And look at him now. It's a means to an end. Look what he's doing. You know, American international at Valencia doing his thing. You know, Valencia even signed that. What's that brother, man? Well, he was coming up with Fatty at Barca. His name's escaped my mind. He went Leipzig. It didn't really bang, and he's gone Valencia on loan. They've got him. They've got Condradi. Valencia got a couple little ballers there still. He bust out. He offered him a scholar. He said, fuck that, I'm busting out. Like, there's nothing Arsenal could have done. To be fair, you know, there's a lot of cases where Arsenal have effed up, but that's not one of them. They've showed the man they wanted to keep him. He said, no. You know, I want to go to Valencia. I need to do what I need to do as a baller. And now look. Maribia, love, that's his name. Yeah, mess guy. Didn't really bang for him. Don't always bang when man go abroad and that. Marcus McGain weren't levels though, man. Like, a couple of them guys have never been levels. They weren't levels that. Can just tell when a man's media. I couldn't begrudge him for going Barca. He got to train with the first team, technically play for Barcelona B, which is slightly better than just being in an academy. But ultimately, he knew the thing he weren't gonna bang there, and now it's an Oxford thing. So yeah, man. Right, they're calling Ben White the Love Island Maldini. I'm here for it, man. You mean to tell me Ramsdale has the same amount of clean sheets as Manchester United have league wins this season? Interesting. To be fair, I think Ranić is doing okay. I think what the people expect. I don't think he's the guy long term. But if I was a United fan, I like how I don't want to call anybody a weasel, but I'd want him to get rid of the weasels really, really and truly, because when you again, I don't know if Lingard's right, and I'm not calling Lingard a weasel or Martial or Pogba or anything, but it's like at Man United on the best of days, it's in player power is a massive thing in football anyways, and at Man United it's just seemed like a bunch of guys are prima donnas. And obviously if you're a full-time manager, even with Jose, rightly or wrongly, you've got to play the game a bit. You can't really say what you want. But Ranić, he might have eyes on the job long term, but all you do is see Pochettino and Ten Hag links. He can afford to say, do you know what, fuck you, innit? If you're not playing, then you're not doing what I want. I don't care, innit? It is what it is. When the season ends, DG, remember you started this, brother. Do you know how much banter I go through, bro? Killer pass. You ain't a killer, bro. Bring it on. Remember it. Don't hate the player. Don't hate the player. Hate the game, bro. You lot are doing 888 sport, bro. And CR7, bro. Great marketing from Ronaldo. I respect it. Loyal to that brand, you know. Boy. Allow me, man. You lot go practice, man. You got Southampton on Saturday, brother. Go practice. I know it burns you, innit? It burns you to see man smiling, innit? Maguire's just a walk-in fire hazard at this moment. Brentford's going to be a tough game. Them man there should be trying to do the double over us. You know, Ivan Toney, you know, he genuinely thinks he's a world-class player. You know, he's going to tweet, oh, I'll kick about with my mates. Dead. Ranić underachieving. He's still picking the overrated English dons and it's costing them. To be fair with you, I hear you, and you are dropping silly points, but you're still in the mix for Europe. What else was he supposed to do? Rubbed out in the cups, fair enough. Rubbed out. I swear Ranić he weren't even there when you lost to West Ham. Was it in the League Cup, FA Cup? He fucked up. To be fair, I wouldn't even blame Ranić for that game because Bruno's missing silly chances. Ronaldo's missing this pen. You know, the penalty shootouts, luck of the draw. Champions League is Champions League. You're still in a fight for the top four. Again, whether that's an achievement per se is a madness. Bro, man, I write in paragraphs at 11:19. Like, man. We finished there because we're shit. It genuinely hurts you to admit United are shit. That's why I like it. You genuinely think that you lot should still be up there with everything. I don't know why Arsenal moaning on Twitter, bro. I can only speak for myself. I don't know what Arsenal Twitter, United Twitter, this Twitter is doing. You know, I live in the real world. I'd like to think some of you do too as well. Trust, Ralph's only lost one game in the league, man. You know, like Conte's has a good record as a Spurs gaffer. But when you look at the actual games to 90 minutes, it tells more of a detail. You're not better than us. Like, you're both shit. Like, you could be better than us. Even if you want, you can be better than Arsenal. It's not an achievement. I've seen West Ham finish above us. Is that the standards? You know, and since we moved to the Emirates, you've been better than us. Is that an achievement? Is that the standard? I hear it. This is what I'm saying. That's the same trail of thought that sees Spurs, Chester United born. That sees you lot twerking for Liverpool and City. Soon you lot are going to be doing up Salford. I hear it, man. Champions League loading. You're right, man. You lot said Rashford's better than Mbappe. I look forward to seeing the Champions League. You know we'll be doing a watch along for it. Crazy, man. You could be better than us. You could be better than us, bro. It's all right. You could be better than us. When you've got more wins than Ramsdale's clean sheet, shout me, though. But But Ranić draws flatter his performances, but it's a bit like with Emery, respectfully, a bit like even under Arteta, you know, a bit like when Conte went on his unbeaten run. When you're looking at the games, obviously some games you're not going to be good. You just have to get through it. Other games are a bit different. So it is what it is. But away from the banter though, people, you know, don't take everything I say seriously before you lot start crying and that, you know. I know some of you, bro. In fact, I made a joke. Remember when I was laughing at Mo Salah missing a pen? Bro, one Don just kept DMing, man. Kept at me on Insta. He's like, watch, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna do this. Like, raw, man. Salah ain't gonna shag you. Like, oh, boy, relax, man. All right, you know, the keyboard warrior is crazy, man. Crazy guys. Some serious shooters out here, man. Yeah, I see Conte look stressed, man. Long live. And again, I'm not gonna stop until I see Conte bolder than Lacazette. I need Spurs to stress him. I need to stress him because I know Conte, he's not a quitter, but he's anti-bullshit, innit? The first smell of nonsense, he's out. We need that. We need that. Absolutely need that. But obviously, people, I'm going live at 11:30 in 8 minutes. Bro, I don't even know who he is, bro. I don't even know. Man, I'm blocking, I'm laughing and I'm egging it on. Man, just making an X account. I'm going sleep. Man, I ain't it again. I'm gonna find you. This and that. You're a pussy. How can you get at Salah? Salah's won this and that. Like, whoa, you get the violin out. You're crying, man. Like, he's not gonna shag you. Like, man, they're just making bare accounts. I think he eventually stopped. I was like, shit, man. Internet is crazy. Internet is crazy, man. Obviously, I love football, but you, man, are willing to do the most. Like, DMing next again, if that's the way man play, I can't tell anyone what to do, but man are DMing man at some late hours. Crazy. Real crazy. Like, love it, man. I love it. Like, obviously, G1 and me, we're banning each other in jest. But there's people that would hear that and start crying. People like crying, bro. Twitter fingers, Instagram dons. Scary, man. Scary, man. Internet, bro, the internet hit list, man. Now, if people are not trying to cancel me with rants and that and Matisse, people are doing that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, I could see people running out of patience for Arteta anyways, but I mean, if he's going to live or die on fourth, or he's going to get sacked because he gets fourth, I think we're being hypocritical, and I think Arsenal fans are a slight touch out of reality, slightly with that one, but away from that, yeah, people, big up the Twitch gang. Generally, you lot are the most behaved platform on this. You know, we have a bit of banter, we talk football, we do all of that stuff. And without you lot, it would be dead in it. The numbers, we're getting better and better day in, day out, week in, week out on this Twitch thing. You know, so I appreciate everybody that joins me on my 10 a.m. streams, my 4:30 / whatever times on Football Manager, the watch-alongs. Again, make sure you're checking your schedules, you're setting your reminders and all of these sort of things, people. On that note, like I said, man, I actually don't want to leave you lot in it, so I'm just delaying. But if I don't get out of it, I'm going to be late for my next stream. So you lot stay blessed, stay safe. Obviously, you know, it's been a fantastic one. On a serious note, first things first, if you ain't got your health, it's dead. So I hope everybody listening and their loved ones continued good health. Hope you've all had a great finish to this week. You know, if you haven't, it's Friday, innit? Put a little bit more work in. Let's have a great weekend. And then whatever in it. So yeah, man, we're gonna have a good year this year. Obviously, the journey to 50k on YouTube, the journey to 10k is still alive and kicking. So yeah, man, you lot stay blessed and all those sort of things, man. It is what it is. I'd be way more. Trust me, Collie has me tied. That's why I can't make more. Bro, you do what you can. Everyone's got lives to live, bro. And that's why I appreciate you lot. I see people here at 6 a.m. People are doing driving jobs. They're saying they're listening to man. People saying they'll catch it later. The content never dies. I know it technically does on Twitch, but it goes on to YouTube after. Like, this stream will be on YouTube. So yeah, man, I appreciate you lot, man. Without you lot, it'd be dead. Make sure you're following, subscribing. If you haven't, I can't lie, my heart's bleeding. I don't want to leave you lot, but again, it's not you lot, it's me. It's literally me. I need to go in it. So let's just do it. Peace. Oh, safe. Hey, fuck Jadon Sancho.
Because you always use that active red line defending. I think it's like